do is we got a legend in the building today.
Ah, there we go. Finally.
Grootman.
Oh, let me see. How I'm gonna.
You okay?
No, I'm good. I'm good. But how are you?
I'm good, Grootman. Let me first welcome everyone that's joined us here. Shout out. Thank you. Today we're having a big personality up in here. A legend in the game, man. I remember as a kid, man, seeing this man on the Red Bull stages on TV. I was like, what the hell is this man doing? Because it was my first time seeing a freestyler. And today we have the opportunity to talk to him. He went on to win like international titles. I can't even mention them one by one. We're going to take the whole day. So like, yeah, this man is now a coach. I'm really proud of him. He's helping the kids become what he was and maybe even better. Shout out to you, Grootman. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that.
You had a good day?
Yo, funny enough, I just came from coaching now. So the kids were playing futsal from under 8 to under 14. So there was a hectic day. And then in the morning, I had to wake up at 7:30 to do one-on-ones, some girls. And then, yeah, my life was just about football from Sunday to Sunday.
How did they play?
No, they played well. First, new to futsal, some of them trying to introduce futsal like the Brazilians do, you know. Still stopping the ball with the inside of the foot instead of underneath the foot. So trying to, different schemes and different ideas for the different age groups. But from 8 years old, 9, we let them play freely. But yeah, as long as they had fun, then we were good.
What's the future of futsal?
Actually, funny enough, on the 15th and the 16th, there's going to be national finals, top 6. And then from there, top 6 of all the top 6 franchises that made it into the national finals. There were regionals before. And then the future of it, there'll be a team selected to go and for the qualifiers in Egypt later this year for the World Cup that is going to be happening from next year. I'm not sure where the World Cup is going to be, but the African qualifiers are going to be in Egypt. So there's going to be a national team that's going to be chosen on the 15th and 16th of July in about 2-3 weeks' time out in Westville, Durban.
Yo, that's beautiful. I never knew like it was that deep because I don't see much of it being advertised. I see like just a few people, like personalities actually, they're the ones that are promoting it. I've never seen it being promoted on like bigger stages, TV and stuff like that. I don't see it being promoted that much. But before we get into details, please, can you please explain to someone who doesn't understand what futsal is?
So futsal is a five-a-side football, essentially. Normally played on a wood surface or hard surface or played in concrete. Many rules to it, based on the basketball, rules. So the keeper only has 4 seconds to have the ball, because we don't promote time wasting or holding on to the ball. The keeper can only be played once by defender, and you can't play the same defender back. The keeper can only then hang on to the ball more than 4 seconds when he crosses over the halfway line, right? So there's two halves of 20 minutes. Some running time, some stop and start, right? It's a very, very fast-paced game. Obviously, play with tackies, and you must have shin pads on because it gets very, very rough. You can slide you can bicycle kick. The ball has to be stationary. When you do kick-ins, it's not throw-in, so you put it on the line, kick in. If it rolls, it goes to the other team, and you only have 4 seconds to restart the game. 5 fouls. On the 6th foul, initial half, it becomes automatically a penalty. So you can't foul. You can foul, but after the 6th foul, it becomes, even if the score is like 1-0 or whatever, every time they score, like after the 6th foul, penalty. Obviously, a yellow and a red card, and there's substitutions. It's literally play. If you last more than 3 minutes and you're playing up and down, you're really a fit player. So it's a very, very fast-paced. It's probably one of the best sports in the world after 5-a-side or after 11-a-side, really. So yeah, there's like you just said now, like there's a lot of rules. You're allowed a timeout. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be an Olympic sport quite soon.
I wouldn't cope.
It's fast paced.
No, you need to be super fit. The rules are crazy. So the keeper can't pass to the same defender twice.
No, I can't pass. Otherwise, it's going to be a foul, indirect foul, and yeah, you call so that you don't waste time and the team don't waste time playing to the keeper the whole time. You know what I mean? So it promotes free-flowing football.
Would you say like if a cam plays futsal, it can become the best cam in the world? Like probably.
Ronaldinho started futsal. Robinho started futsal. Vini Nunes started futsal. Rodrigo futsal. All your top Brazilian players that you know of. My favorite player of all time, Falcao. He'll be a top footballer all round actually, because yeah, futsal promotes everything that is needed in a side.
Yeah, but I understand like it can help you find spaces quicker. Like when you're used to moving around, like you can't pass the same player twice. So obviously you have to be sharp. You have to always find the next player. Like it's
thinking a step ahead the whole time. You might not be the quickest player in terms of moving to spaces, but if you think quicker, ball is coming, you play one, which is what is needed in football essentially. For me, that's the top. I'm like not to be big-headed, but I'm probably one of the most skillful players I know. But even when I play, I don't really use my skill as much. Other players do, but I'm older now and my game is a bit wiser, so I tend to always play on the third.
Yeah, and like they say, like 2 touches is skill itself. Like
the hardest thing to do is to play simple.
Yeah, and it's killing a lot of games. But yeah, like when did you gain interest in football? And tell me, like, did you start as a football player straight, or did you just go into freestyle?
Yo, man, not a lot of people know. It's funny enough, I had a conversation literally when I was coaching the kids with one of the parents now. Like, they're like, it was yesterday at Vasco, yeah. So it's like, hey, the guys don't know that you used to play, and you robbed the world of not showing what you could do with the soccer. So I take it back to Walanga Township in Cape Town, dusty streets, as people would say. Started with a club called Liverpool, from Zone 13. There's a field literally a minute away from our house by Langa High, where he would just throw a ball on all 26 of us, would just kick a ball going that way and bare feet that way. And then I moved to Black Swallow, which was on the other side of the township. And then when I was in primary school, I changed from previously black school. I went to Pinelands North. I was close to Old Mutual. Then I decided, no, let me go to Old Mutual because black player there in our age group. And then guys from Hellenic, who played against Hellenic, it used to be a night series, which is on a Wednesday night when I was 15. I played against Hellenic and they liked me. Invited me for that signed Quentin Fortune and the likes. And then when I was 15, I played for Old Mutual first team, scored my goal in the derby. Fast forward to under 19, playing at Bay Hill. So my first Bay Hill, I didn't play for Hellenic. I got released because a certain player coming from School of Excellence took my position. He was a 10. They told me, Chris, we're going to release you because we got a new player from the School of Excellence, Brent Carlson. So he took my place. Yeah. And then I went then to go trial at Santos. At Santos, I didn't make it. So the likes of, who's the coach of Cape Town Spurs? Nashif Morris was there. Taryn Arense was there in that team. They were called Mitchell's Play. Then I got released. There's a guy from Vasco that saw me. He's like, hey, Chris. My nickname was Salty at that time. Salty, like BA, whatever. Come, let's go. You're a reject here. That's a relation to what you said. You're rejected, come there by Vasco.
Yeah.
First game again in the Bay Hill, guess it was against Santos. I scored the goal. Put a Shibobo past Nashik Morris face, which to score the goal, scored the goal in a sec. So we won 1-1. All those goals were scored by me. So in the last 16, I was probably like the highest goal scorer for the last 16. Then we went to the play section and did quite well there. But Santos ended up winning. And then fast forward also. Then I'm in university at Pentec. I'm also quite like good at playing football. They know me for my football and also from basketball because I was a point guard. I always looked up to skillful, how can it be, an end one or Harlem Globetrotters. So that I'll be like doing tricks with the soccer, with the basketball. I also played a lot of five-a-side at Pentec. Pentec, I made the SASO national team. It was coached by none other than Zippo Langalal. It was coached by Zippo. And also Floyd Mbele was the coach at TUT at the time in Pretoria. So he had coached the national team, and I was chosen. We went to play in Namibia, and then after that we played in Nigeria, Bauchi State. In my team there, we had the likes of I think Patrick Malukase was my strike partner from Celtics. So yeah, I mean, I'm saying all this to say like that I've played football, and then my studies took its toll. I went to trials at Silver Stars at that time, Platinum Stars. They were based out in Mordefontein. Went to trial. I think I stayed there by Lynch Pule, and I'm name dropping here, I know, but so I had the trial. I was playing as a right winger. Coach Khris, he really liked me at the time, and Owen Dagama also liked it. So first skill I did a skill, crossed the ball. I headed the ball, hit the post, went out. Coach called me. Gave me a bib. That was in the morning. And then later on, there was a team from Ghana that they were going to play against. So it was like they were saving me for that game. Played against a team from Ghana. It was a friendly. So not a lot of, it's like, this is like the first now. Like a lot of people. So we played that game. I don't think I did well, but they invited me back on the 1st of July for pre-season. On the 1st of July, as things would have it, I had my first international gig. This is 2008 at the opening of Dubai Mall. Opening of Dubai Mall, what it is now, Emirates Mall. I was there with the guy that was. Did the show. When I came back to SA, I was living in Johannesburg at the time. Came back, went to Mordefontein. They told me, hey, your spot is taken, Baba. There were other guys there, big animals there. I think Tusopola was still like a youngster at that time. You had the likes of the late Oscar Mtohai. You had there's a couple of like big names that really had a good team, but I couldn't make it. Then I was like, nah, I gave up. I also went to Mthatha Parks. Mthatha Parks was way before Silver Stars. I got there. It was like lightning and rain. I think I think multi is a big thing in football. I saw stuff that was being used. I mean, I'm a model C lighty coming from Pilots High. I don't know what is happening with rural areas there. I was like, let me go back home. Then I went to trial in Benoni United. United took the bus. I went to Benoni United, got there. My first person to welcome me was Tsepo Mashishi. One certain youngster that really took a liking to me was Chester, left back of Kaizer Chiefs, that went to play in Spain. what's his name now? Also just retired now, played for Mazul. Played for the national team. What's his name now? Chester. He's gonna come to me. But, Mr. Ndlovu, but he was team owner at that time. Mr. Ndlovu was because I trained in the morning, and Mr. Sol, I forgot his name now, but he was like the coach. He really took a liking to me. Said I must come back in the evening for the late session, but must go to the office first. Mr. Ndlovu, my man, you that guy that does that advert on TV with the lollipop, eh? The famous one. I was like, yeah, that's me. He's like, I'm Fanam. Unfortunately, I stay here. He gave me money, 650. Here's a bus ticket, park station. I have to go back to Cape Town. Went back to Cape Town. I was like, nah, this football thing, nah, man. And then, obviously, 2009 Confed Cup, 2010 World Cup was around the corner, and I fully concentrated on freestyle. And yeah, that's when I started then just traveling the globe. After I came back from Dubai, you know, almost all the African states, Europe, the Gulf, South America. Yeah, I traveled all over the show just because of 2010.
Let's run it back a little bit, bro. Like, you've said some legendary stories, but I want to touch on these football clubs first. Platinum Stars is not Cape Town City, right?
Platinum Stars, Cape Moya, I think. It was bought by Cape Moya. And I actually coached Cape Moya last year. I think they now got bought by a club in Grassy Park, still called Cape Moya, but they're on the verge of renaming. So I think that's like defunct now.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all know. I just want to run this a little bit of knowledge where this club came from. Like, it started off as Real Stars. I don't know if you know Real Doa. Real Doa was it was Real Stars. And then from there it was bought. It became Silver Stars. Then from Silver Stars to Platinum Stars. From Platinum Stars now Cape Moya. Like, it's been a crazy journey. So, like, yeah, I'm just saying this because Hotman mentioned these teams. They were the likes of Hellenic, Thunder. Those were the legendary teams. Like, I wish some of them could come back, but most of them are kind of back. They just changed names in a way.
Don't forget Wits University, Peter. Yeah, that one kind of hurt my heart. Like, literally 1 year to be like, to make 100 years century, and then club just gets sold away with probably one of the best development programs with hundreds and hundreds of kids who are very, very talented, producing stars like Junaid Hartley, Regan Nobel, who plays for Sekokune now, who plays for Sundowns,
Munare,
all these legendary names.
Okay, there's a lot.
Yeah.
It's kind of heartbreaking sometimes when you look at it, because as much as it gave opportunity to other clubs and we see new players now, but the history is there, and some people have like titles there now they can't reach them and stuff like that. They're in someone's bedroom, so it's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
But let's focus a bit more on you, Krotman.
Sure.
What was your first official challenge that you joined as a freestyler?
Challenge?
Yeah. For you to realize that, you know what, I'm much of a freestyler, better than other people, before you can even go to Red Bull and other stuff like that. Like, what was the first step?
The very first one, right? I was at university, and first time getting access to internet, and scrolling there, I'm like, soccer tricks. But now there was a Nike football chain back in the days. It used to go up to 100. So basically, you do a trick and you pass it on, and each and every week there'll be different skills that will be happening. So I kind of like made it into there, but like for maybe only 2 weeks, I was like in the top 80 or something. I was never like close there, but my dream was always to be like top 5 in the world, or even not even top 5, top 10 in the world. And then there was a guy, Steve Elias from Canada, who did this trick called the swirl. He gets the ball and just loops it without looking around his body and catches it on the other side. I was like, yo, that's the challenge that I need to do. That's the challenge. I want to be top 10 in the world at least. So yeah, that would be my very, very earliest memory of a challenge on freestyle.
How did you do?
So 2008, won the South African one, of course. So the South African one I've been winning for some time before, but other ones were kind of like unofficial. So 2008, to Johannesburg, Red Bull Freestyle. I win that one. Tough competition, because now, first time I'm seeing guys from Meval. There's a guy called about Doctor from. There was also a guy from Pretoria, Mamelodi, Mr. Magic, where he would tell me we would have like a wooden. You do halftime shows for Mamelodi Sundowns at Edgersville. So they would join there. I won the competition. Went to Brazil. In Brazil, there were 44 freestylers from around the world. I was the only one from Africa in Sao Paulo. And in order to make it to the final night with 16 freestylers, you need to go through the qualifiers. So I did the qualifiers, nobody knowing who I was, nobody noticing on me. And then I was in the top 16. Hey, top 16. Now I'm in the top 12. I'm in the top 10. Now I've reached what I wanted to reach. I always wanted to be top 10. And then top 5, and then got eliminated against Rocco's, one of the best freestylers I've ever seen. And then from there, that really put my name out there, because I was the only freestyler from Africa at that time. I was known all over Africa, all over the Middle East. A little bit in Brazil, but not a lot. Not a lot at all. I was only famous for that time when the competition was there. So that was the very special moment for me, like 2008, where it got me to travel and do shows. The people that I was competing with, I get to do shows all over the world now.
You know, I remember the Red Bull one, especially the Sao Paulo part, like, because me, I didn't know like anything about freestylers. I was still young at that time. I just knew like normal football. So when I saw you on TV, I'm like, wait, what's happening now? Because you're doing some things that I thought were impossible. I've never seen them before. And now it's even a competition. The other people think, what's happening? But the thing that caught my eyes, that you were the only African. So your name stayed in my mind. I was like, oh, Khris Njokwana. So like, I've had your name in my mind for years and years, knowing that there's a legend. Even like maybe the past, let's say 4 or 5 years back, I did not know much about you, but I still knew that we have like number one freestyler, like it's Khris Njokwana. So like when I finally got to meet you, that's why I was so excited. I texted you like from the get-go that I want to do an interview, even though like by then we couldn't do it, but I was just so excited that I finally got to see you, like, and I get to see that you're in a better place. It's beautiful, because freestyle it's not something that you can see a future in when you don't know what's happening inside. Because you think it's competition, this competition, after competitions, then what's next? Like, can you then give us an answer to that? What's next after winning the freestyle?
Okay, so for me, remember, I was a graphic designer. Like I said, I went to university to study, and I've never done a 9 to 5. But every time, like maybe I've got show outside, I graduated, but I would always like freelance and do design work and stuff. So I always had a creative mind. So I don't want to say that I was the first. I was probably the first in South Africa to really make a good living out of it. And it was always trying to come up with ways and means and campaigns to actually make a living out of it, you know. So for me, everything that I have, everything I've owned, everything that I'm known for is all about the soccer ball, all about, freestyle. Having said that, now I know that, okay, cool, I'm getting older. What can I then do that freestyle can help me with? So I was like, no, I mean, you know what, I can be a ball mastery coach. I can teach my skills. Obviously, you can't be almost like the guys at Pukwini that, you know, I can't be like Uskwama or anything like that. But I can, I've been around the world. Like, I spent some time at Sao Paulo Academy. I'll spend some time at Club Leisure in Poland. I spent some time at Real Madrid, at the academy. What other, in Czech Republic, Sparta Prague. So I've been to these academies. Sorry,
what were you doing at those academies?
So doing shows. The one at Sao Paulo was literally just, I'm going to tell a story about Sao Paulo, which is going to surprise you also. So it was also during around 2010, 11, 12, 13, where I was traveling all over the show. But remember, I loved football and I wanted to be a professional footballer. So when I went to this place, I would want to show them that, I can play, but I would also want to know, because I love watching young people play. So I would go to the academies and not really to, the senior teams, because it's hard to get access to the senior teams. But I would have access to the academies and how they run. And I've always had a knack of teaching skill, and I've always wanted to learn how to teach the skill. So that's why I had an early love of how can I then learn how to translate what I have to other kids. And that's why I went to these universities. I don't know at this club, sorry. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's what I was essentially doing, going to showcase my skill there, but also kind of like learning. The most time I spent was at Sao Paulo, which was like 3 weeks. The other ones were probably like 3-4 days. Real Madrid, I would frequent every year because it's my favorite team, and I would go to watch Real Madrid when I could, as like a treat. So yeah, freestyle, transitioning into a ball mastery coach, transitioning into be a coach right now, which an under 12 coach at Ubuntu West Coast. So yeah.
It was funny. I don't even know which part to be.
Not a lot of people know about like master, and I've got so much to tell, bro. And you can tell I'm talking so much. I've got these memories in my mind, and I wish that I can translate it somewhere, somehow, into a memoir, into a play, into a book. My only wish is that I could have documented the stuff, but I was traveling alone, so there was no one maybe to document the stuff. There's no one to. So whenever I share stuff with people, it's like it's totally unbelievable. Example, I told you about Sao Paulo. So 2010, I go to Sao Paulo with my mate Umzu, because we won the sneakers 2-on-2 freestyle competition. So we spent some time in Sao Paulo before going to Rio. So we spent some time at the academy. Now at the academy there's a certain guy called Casimiro. So Sao Paulo, who's at Manchester United now. And then there's this youngster in the middle. His nickname is Marcelinho. He's playing in the middle, young, 16, 15 years old. Now he's begging me for my Bafana t-shirt, because now the World Cup is going to be happening in a couple of months' time in June. He's begging me for my Adidas flip-flops. He's begging me for stuff. I'm like, wait, I'll give it to you, man. When we went to the next city, we flew out to Rio. Let me keep this youngster here. He couldn't speak English so well, whatever. All right, fast forward 2013. Hey, this guy signs with PSG for a huge sum. 2014 was going to be the Brazilian World Cup. Bafana at Soccer City, they're playing Brazil. So I'm in the tunnel. Bafana players here. Brazil players here. And now there's this guy. I think Bafana lost 5-0 that match. I remember because, I'm sorry, Ronwin, but it was Ronwin's first match. And,
it's okay.
So now, there were certain guys in the Bafana team. They're looking up from so I've always been looked down because this guy's from Brazil. This guy looks at me. He's like, soccer artist, footballer, tricks. look at him, and I go shake his hand. He gives me his top, and then we meet up after. We take photos or whatever. This guy, he moves from PSG. He goes to Tottenham.
Yeah.
Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura. He was like Lucas Moura. So there's like, yo, bro, there's lots of stories. There's lots of stories I could say on the road. I forgot being in Rome. I forgot being Lecce. I forgot being Bari in Italy. First time going to Italy, 2012, or was it? Yeah, 2012 with the finals there. At the airport, I meet this Ivorian guy who likes wearing a band. I think he just moved from Arsenal. Joe Vigno, I think it is. Black guy with only black guys at the airport, which was me, Volks, Shorty from Johannesburg, so there. He's the only one there in Italy who doesn't know. So I learned a little bit of Italian when I was there, and I helped him out a little bit to move there because he was being like bum rushed by the fans or whatever there. So yeah, bro, as I'm talking to you, there's like so many stories from these places that are, yeah, we move on.
But it's fine, man. Like, I would rather we tell the stories than we focus on trying to reach a certain goal, because at the end of the day, it's about telling a story. So if you tell those unknown stories, I think the aim of the interview is pretty much accomplished. So tell me, I want to understand this Casemiro part. First of all, are you still maybe in contact with Lucas?
No. You know what? So I'm trying to. No, he definitely knows who I am because of like if he doesn't, then we will be a shot. You know,
it's not possible
because he owes me my flip flops. But anyways, like no, Lucas knows. But as people grow and their Instagram followers go big, as their status they go bigger, and obviously people tend to forget about people, bro. Probably Casemiro wouldn't know who the hell I am. And even here at home, there are many youngsters that you've traveled with or you coached. There's a boy in that trip, because we went there with boys from, it was a sponsored trip by Dettol. There's a boy called Grogan. So we went there. He ended up signing with Liverpool, a South African. He ended up for 3 years and ended up just staying in, I think he came back to under 19 Vets, and then he went back to sign for Liverpool for 3 years. His name is Grogan. What is his name now? But yeah, man. If these people know me or not,
it doesn't really matter. Well, it's crazy, you know, like especially the Lucas story. Like for him, the fact that he remembered you in a different country, obviously there's no way he can forget you. But yeah, so I'm asking you, like at that moment, does that make you feel kind of like boastful, or what does that do to you? Because now he's big. That time he's playing for Brazil. He's a big deal now. He's no longer that kid you met in that country.
No, like bro, for me, I'm easily starstruck. But I don't show it because I love people that have accomplished. The one person that I'll probably like freak over because I got a tattoo of him is Ronaldinho. I've met Ronaldinho from afar. Never like close. In the same vicinity, yes, I've seen him there. Even when he played against Sundowns, I was in Cape Town at the time. I didn't even fly to. I'm a #1 supporter of Brazil football, of Ronaldinho. He is what he is. I am what I am because of him. But like to bring it back home, actually, when I was 15, I went and played for Hellenic. My biggest hero at that time was Craig Bianchi, who played for Sundowns, also played for Hellenic, played for Santos. That guy, I used to travel from Kuala with a train as a 14, 15-year-old to town from Woodstock, walk all the way to Greenpoint, which is probably about another 45 minutes, 50 minutes. But he would make sure without fail every day give me taxi money. So he was like my hero, like back then. And then you get people like Dr. Kumalo, Shakes Kungwane. Shakes Kungwane was probably like, yo, he was my idol, man. He was my idol. Was Pure Chabala. Like I still get these guys. I know these guys, and I'll consider them friends. But I still, when I see them, I still get like starstruck. Even guys that are younger than me that are playing in the PSL right now. You know, some guys like Orushun, Drake. You look at guys like you look at just these young guys, man, that I really, really look up to. The guy who plays, guys who play for Pyramids right now. Look at Pesitao. I still get starstruck by these guys because of what they achieved. Like for me, like top footballers. I can't go outside and like, oh, Messi, Mount, and what, because I don't know those guys. I look up to the guys, which is immediate for me, and I look up to those guys, and I really, really like. Bro, I'll tell you one time. Ukekan Sundowns, they're playing in Cape Town. I've got box seats to go watch them. They're playing against Cape Town City. I wanted to go say hi, but I can't. I am who I am, but still, like, I can't, like, hey, Khotman, I like your goals. Long home, what. You know what I mean? So, about happy guys that seem like reachable, but guys that are like legends. Take on what, like, these guys are like legends. I look up to them first before anything else.
Thank you for recognizing APJ as a legend. Like, shout out.
Yeah, no.
I know we know about comedies, we already call them legends, but APJ, some people kind of haven't given him the status yet. So I'm glad you recognize that. Shout out. So when you think, like, why couldn't they make a Ronaldinho out of you, like, those teams? Because you could have easily became like Neymar, Ronaldinho, minus a player, find the pass, because you're good with like passing and stuff like that. So you're not just a skillful player. Good thing you said, you took on a player, you hit a cross, and then the header hit a crossbar. That shows that you are a productive player, not just skillful. Why couldn't they make a Mayambe out of you? Like,
but it's not them. It's all up to me. As a player, you can never fault people. Like, if you're good enough, you're talented enough, no one can ever say no to you. Even if there's scouts, even if there's agents that are gonna put in their own pride. If you're good and you work hard, but you're gonna reap rewards without any favors. Because if I'm gonna say, hey, coach, you know, if I stayed and I came back on the 1st of July and I went to Silver Stars, who knows how my life would have turned. Maybe I would not have been where I am today. Maybe would have played 6 months. I would have played a season and then getting relegated, and not the team that relegated, but me not known. You know what I mean? It was all up to me. I also have certain regrets with freestyle. Also, I feel like I could have taken it to another level if I trained hard, because I never really had a chance to work and hone and try new stuff, because I was always on the road. I needed to be fresh for shows. I didn't want to get injured. So whilst other guys around me would be working hard, like case in point, my partner in crime, like Kamalio, for me, one of the best freestylers I've ever witnessed. The creative mind of him. Every time I train with him, the stuff he comes up with, the tricks that we came up with together. It's not a lot, but like the way that he was thinking, and it was futuristic, bro. He was ahead of his time. So yeah, like I'm saying, I regret not to have worked a little bit harder on my freestyle. I regret to not have worked harder on my football, because even when I was traveling overseas with freestyle, I was still at a good age where I could have like gone to teams and trialed, and did well in Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, in Jordan, in Amman, in all these places, Egypt, Tunisia. I could have see all these countries that I'm naming. At least one of them, I'm sure I would have made a name for myself and get into one of the structures somewhere, somehow. But yeah, it was up to me. It was never the teams, the coaches, the managers. It's all up to an individual at the end of the day.
Yeah, also, like, sometimes it's just God's plan. Like, even if you try as hard as you can, like, you just won't be that guy. You'll like excel in other departments. So, like,
Exactly.
yeah. So when you look back, like, the road, like, you've been through a lot with professional teams. It was never easy for you. And
Sure.
now here where you're ending now as a legend, having traveled the whole world, won international award. How does that make you feel right now? How does it feel when you look?
Calling me a legend, bro.
You're a legend, bro.
Nah, bro. Like, for me, man, it's humbling, man. When people recognize you, and me, I just walk. I remember, I mean, was I in Bramo? I was in town somewhere. It was from Bramo. I walked all the way to N North because we had a training session at Linksfield. Yeah, so we were walking there. A taxi driver drives past, right? He goes. I'm thinking he's waiting for me. He stops. And also Comba. I don't know what to call. There's this Orange Farm. There's this downtown. So I don't know how Comba it on. So the taxi driver goes. Hey, I ran after the taxi page. I opened the door. I was able to let the taxi I Linksfield. He's like, hey, Chris, I asked me to make mail. From starting storm. I started some volume. Stop. I'm like, and so for me, it's like it's so weird. Like, I mean, I text people like recognize you, or it is what it is, man. Like I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for what little that I've achieved. I'm grateful for what I'm still gonna like put out to the world. Yeah.
Shout out. Hey, yo, by the way, this Groot man here did ask me to greet you. So I did take a while. Yeah.
Facilita.
Sure. So, Groot man, I want to touch on something. You're saying you're not a legend, but you have like the world record. You beat you beat Theo Walcott's record, bro. How did that challenge even come about? Why did you take it? 37.4 meters high.
Yeah. And also this agency, Capacity Films in Johannesburg, so they're looking for a footballer. So there was this campaign of Share the Drama, hashtag Share the Drama around Heineken and UEFA Champions League. So they bring it to Africa, bring it to South Africa. So they're looking for a footballer that's got a good first touch that could beat this record. And they're looking around, they send emails and requests to agents, Kaizer Chiefs, all the big clubs, right? Hey, some of the guys are like, nah, they don't want to do this record because they only had 3 chances.
They deny.
And it's a tough, yeah, to tell you, you know what? The mental health, your mental health when it comes to trying to break something like that, it's tough, because you only have 3 chances, right, to do this. Had I not done that broken that record, I don't think anybody would have known about it. The money would have just gone to waste, and there was so much pressure on me because they flew down an adjudicator from the Guinness World Records from the UK. They hired Johannesburg Stadium just for me. I had to train for weeks in end, and it comes down to this opportunity now. And then they chose the agency. There was a guy working there, Polisa Rogers. He'd know me from Cape Town. He's like, I know this freestyle, I could do it. And I had to be in the right frame of mind to do that, because it's, in fact, that record it's also by luck, but it's by chance, but it's also like you need somebody with balls literally to do that. So they threw the ball. I had a couple of training sessions before. I woke up at 7 that day, but at 8, the record was shot at 10, 12 hours later. So my leg was bruised from dropping the ball, because when it comes down, but it hits like a ton of bricks. So the record started. Shout out to OG Molefe actually. He was there. Like if you, on the video, you will hear, "Hey, what up, Chakla?" That's OG Molefe. He was really egging me on and pushing me on, to do the challenge. 3 chances, they dropped the ball, it hit my knee, we flew to the other side. I was like, manje, today. The second attempt, they threw the ball, it hit my chest,
Yeah.
it hit my knee, and it flew.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at my chest, I'm like, oh, there's a bruise here, my thing is broke. Last chance, I was like, anyways, was announced. They dropped the ball. It literally came down slow motion. It was like literally the hashtag share the drama came down, just hit my knee. I ran after that ball. Started sitting down, doing the tricks.
Yeah.
I cried after because of just everything around that I've done around football in my life just came at that moment when the ball came down. And then, yeah, obviously it helped that it was like, I think the record has been broken now. I think it's been broken. But it helped that a couple of weeks earlier, Luis Suarez tried it, Messi tried it, but Thingy had broken the record, Theo Walcott. And yeah, that was
84.
That was a big thing for me. That with that, then I got known all over the world, all over again. After there was like a dip, I was hidden from the scene, but that really propelled me to like do more and more now, to put my name back out there.
Like when I saw that video, I was like, oh, is he gonna do it? Because I think the day before I was watching the Brazil one, but I think it was 20-something meters or 30, but it wasn't as high. They were failing. Yeah. I think who did it? I don't remember, but I think it's Neymar. I think Neymar got it right. So I'm like,
yeah, Neymar got it right.
He's going even higher. This man does not play football every day.
So I'm not allowed. This is an NDA. I'm not allowed to disclose this. So I did the record at Cape Town. I'm going to get in trouble for this, but I did the record at Cape Town at Johannesburg Stadium. Because that record is highly contested. If somebody breaks it, it goes around the world. We'll say, oh, let me try this one. So there's a guy in England, literally 2 weeks after I tried the record, broke the record. Now, that clip that was shown was then I had to go back to Johannesburg Stadium to redo the thing because now somebody had broken it. So now from 35, I've broken the 35 meters. Now I had to up it again by 2 more meters. Yeah, so nobody knows that now. And I broke the record there again. I broke the record twice in a space of 2 weeks. So nobody knows that.
When did Theo said it? How long did it take?
In 2018. Sorry?
How long did it take before you break it?
2 weeks. So
no.
So I broke the record, right? There's another guy who broke it. Theo Walcott broke it, and I broke it. That's what I'm saying. It's highly contested. That's what I'm saying. It's highly contested, the records. Every time so that's what I'm saying now. It's broken the record. Wait, after I broke the record, thank you, give me my thingy, I'm done. Anything else, I'm never doing that again because that, I'm telling you now, if there's any South African player who's going to break that record, it's probably going to come some years from now. That is a tough. Try dropping a ball at maybe 20 stories high. Try, like maybe the middle of Carlton Center. Try dropping a ball and control it and see what's going to happen.
Y'all just like I'm not a pro. I would have done fifth. So Ruthman, now you're a coach. How do you deal with skillful players? Do you advise them to be more skillful in a way that's productive, or do you tell them now to touch football, or just one skill when it's necessary? How do you deal with them?
I'm very lucky to work with young players. Like I work with mostly like actually from 3-year-olds up until like maybe age 14. Some but my main age group that I will work with is under under 12. So it's like 10, 11, 12-year-old. Bro, at no point, you can only guide a youngster, maybe trying to play out from the back and opening up your body, play with the inside of the foot. But anything else, once they cross the halfway line, whatever, I keep quiet. They can do whatever they want. Because now, when I was younger, I used to do some crazy stuff with the ball, and some would pay off, and some would not. Now, if a kid is trying a trick, who am I for me to stop him? You know what I mean? So let them be creative. Ronaldinho, when they do their flip flaps and they do it, a kid could come up with a worldie, a trick that no one has ever seen, but I would have had to, hey, pass it over, man. Like, don't run with the ball. Don't let the kids. The kid will see after running with the ball the third or fourth time and losing the ball, they will know by themselves. Kids are nowadays, they're very clever. They will know by themselves, hey, yes, I'm losing the ball. Let me play with my teammates. Other teammates will ever complain to him for not passing the ball. But they must also learn when to release the ball, when to, I can only guide. I'm going to ask, hey, could you have passed the ball instead of doing a rainbow? Yeah, coach, you was open. Okay, cool. Let's see what's going to do next time. But you always encourage kids' creativity in whatever field it is, but in whatever sporting job. Always allow the kids to, not even kids actually, just allow humans to come up with, you know what I mean, creative ways and creative ways to find solutions.
In different fields, it can be very helpful because there's too many limitations, and the world is kind of moving slow because of that. I understand. So if you were to take on a first team, let's say Kaizer Chiefs first team, how do you think you would do? Do you think you're ready for that kind of challenge?
No, not at all. I'm not ready yet. Like I'm saying, I started last year. I started from scratch with like everything else. Like I cut off everything and everyone, and I started from scratch. Like, you know what? I'm gonna start from coaching a 3-year-old, how to kick properly, how to run with the ball. Not really coach, but like just to watch and see how kids enjoy football. And so with what I have, my skill, I can then try to convey it to little ones first, development. I feel that's the most important. The foundation phase is the most important before going to Kaizer Chiefs. In fact, you want me to throw them with bananas and I'll leave that to our coach Arthur at the moment. When I'm a bit older and a bit wiser, and I've learned, and I'm learning from Abu Rulani and our coach Steve. There now, maybe give it another 10, 15 years, then I see myself like really coaching at the highest level, and it's gonna happen. I can tell you now. If it's not in this country, then it's gonna be somewhere else. And already there is a coach, African Coach of the Year, who's won the Champions League, who hit me up on Twitter, DM me. He's like, I like what you're doing. Keep on going. Here's my numbers. Here's my email. Reach out to my office. Let's do something.
Here's one, Kev.
Sorry? He's one, Kev. Yeah, he's one. I'm very, very close to working with him.
How many times?
Man, you see now. So it's a I think I really I'm rating myself, man. It's not even, I'm really big headed about it. Like I'm gonna I really feel that I'm gonna go to the highest. Like Coach Rulani is my biggest idol. Whatever you can say about him, but it's really to have somebody as crazy like that. I'm gonna call him crazy and try different schemes and try new things and try to learn and work hard. His work ethic and I learn a lot of things from different coaches, and he's never played professional football, just like I've never played professional football. But with what and how many players that I see that I kind of like help produce in the past 5-6 years, I really feel that I'm gonna get to Kaizer Chiefs or even higher level. I really believe that.
What I like is that you're not in a rush, so you still have time to polish your skills. Yeah. I think the time also allows you to be the man you can be. And I hope you come to kill the Chiefs one day, not Pirates, but the offers and all. I see like people are giving you a lot of positive messages. Like people love you. Like I realize that people love you.
Wow.
Do you have anything for them?
No, so the people like, no, man, thank you so much for, the love shown. I try to respect everyone, even when we're playing five facade here in Cape Town, even when I'm coaching, like, I think the kids that I coach would literally tell you that I'm probably one of the most passionate people ever. From the same session or same passion that I gave a 3-year-old when I'm coaching them to the oldest that I've coached now, 19, it's the same passion all around. Be it a girl, a boy, whatever level that they're training at. I coach a lot of one-on-ones, professional footballers, to amateur people that have even started playing football. I give off like the same energy because I mean they pay and they give of their time to learn the love that I've learned. So yeah, I mean I to the people like big love, big love.
Shout out. Maybe I'll keep on showing love and show love to other players as well. Don't show love to this legend only. And yes, I'm saying it again. It's a legend. So, like, what are some of the challenges that you face, like, with dealing with kids? What do you think? How do you think parents can help you in those departments?
So it's not really the kids, but like I'm saying, I never blame the kids. I blame solely the blame, like I blame parents per such, but also I don't blame them because it's how they grew up and it's like a cycle, man. So when a kid is playing, let the kid be a kid. What stops a kid when maybe some kids, I've seen some kids that have started playing football at the age of 5, 6, and they played at good structures and they played at academies. Then at the age of 12 or 13, they're like, I'm done. I want to play rugby. I want to play. We've lost a lot of kids from football. They're very good kids because of the pressures that the parents are giving to the kids, shouting at the kids instead of like just encouraging the kids. If they do something wrong, if they don't pass, they scored it on goal, they missed their chance. Like parents want to live their dreams to the kids, and it shouldn't be like that. Just let the kids be kids. So that's like the biggest challenge that I find. But with where I'm coaching right now, the parents are so supportive, man. And there's some new parents that are coming in that are kind of like new to the structure, but they kind of buy into what we're trying to do. We're not going to win every match. It's a process. You get other kids that is bigger than the same age, but they're bigger. They can kick longer. They can kick from the upper line and score. But guess what? The kid that has many touches on the ball and is trying to come out in tight situations, trying to play short, trying to pass, is the kid that is eventually going to probably succeed more because he's had more touches on the ball. So when they're the same age, 16, 17, you will see that, okay, cool. This one that was bigger and we used to run faster, now he's at the same level, same years of playing, but now the terms of development-wise is different because this one has had more experience, how to get out of tight situations, how to play, understanding the position where he has, rather than this one are just going to get the ball and kick. What happens if you're the same age now, the same height, you can't kick from the halfway line, and keeper's always going to get the ball. You get what I'm saying? So yeah,
Right.
that's on that.
Because I never thought about it like that. Just opened my eyes to see a different side of it. Because like from this side you can only see so much. So yeah. Right now, this is controversial, I know, but I need you to be honest. What do you feel about the appointment?
How?
The Kaizer Chiefs appointments, the head coach appointments. How do you feel?
Mfowethu, now now you're gonna, because I've got friends, man. I've got friends in this thing. I feel like if you want to achieve firstly, if you want to achieve something, like go to the utmost level, get the necessary people that you think that can help your brand, especially a brand as big as Kaizer Chiefs. You've got a brand as big as Orlando Pirates, which, okay, they've won 2 trophies last season, but a team like Chiefs, and I must also like choose my words carefully because you never know where the future lies. I feel for them to be in the same level, I have to mention Sundowns, you have to keep up with the world's trends, you know. Okay, no disrespect to Coach Molefe, but he really has no track record. And also, I'm going to give him a chance to see, okay, what's going to do next season. But he had no really track record of, like, I don't remember him winning the league or winning maybe an MTNA Cup, which is like 4 matches. I don't remember him winning Super 8, Nedbank. I don't remember being top 2 with any team. So you see what I mean? And also, like, Coach Arthur was like integral part of Chiefs development. All the players that, you know, all the players like Blom, Abo Gezani, because have left now, Abo who's this boy? Abo Bibo. I mean, they all came through his hands, and I think everybody can attest and agree that the DDC or the MDC at that time team that he had was, I think, is very, very good working with youngsters, and also maybe working in the first team. He's got a small stature. Maybe he doesn't have that. Also, what's an English word? Authority, like a stature of authority. So maybe other guys don't really like. They don't really. How can I put it compared to, like, they don't really. He hasn't got that managerial, like, stature type of thing. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think Chiefs really needed maybe somebody like Coach Peter is gone. Forget Coach Peter. They could have gone and taken back Coach Steve. I think Coach Steve just got assigned by Swallows. He's a head coach of Swallows. Go fetch Mangoba Mniti. Let's see what you can do. Go fetch.
It's crazy. We're in trouble, my brother. We're in trouble. I don't even have any hope this season. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So, what do you think about the? You just mentioned him right now, Steve Kompela, Swallows, and Musanya drama situation. Because, like, I remember I was watching Musanya Diatrama's interview on Marawa, right? And the owner of Swallows actually called in. He confirmed that he's hiring him as a coach. But now there's a different. How do you feel about that? Do you think he was unfairly treated?
Mr. Zulu, it's Amazulu. What's his name? What's the owner of Amazulu?
I forgot.
He was on Marawa Sports. He was on. I'm hurt about Amako. Yeah, I'm hurt. He was on Marawa Sports when Coach Penny was about to take on the job at Amazulu. He's telling me, Coach Penny, when he came from Cape Town City, Coach Penny is going to coach Amazulu to 2030. We're building structures. My man, this football thing, if you're not strong, Mr. Nyatama, because he's also new, he just retired now into coaching. Managers use their money according to what they think they can do with their money. Same thing at Chippa United. Football, anyone can who says Mr. Kompela is going to last at Swallows for more than 15 games? You know what I mean? Who says Coach Rulani is going to, he signed a 2-year contract now. Who says things might, they might figure him out. They might, you know what I mean? Like, as much as people are on a high, this is what actually something that I've learned from Coach Rulani, that whenever there's a high, take those high. But no, there is a point where people, example, when they lost in the semifinal against, what's his team? Is it Wydad? What's his team? When Umbala scored an own goal.
I'm not sure. I think it was Wydad. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, Wydad. So yeah, I'm fit. These managers, if you don't make a certain criteria, you're out the door. That's what, sadly, that's what coaching is all about. It might be the players that are really messing up, but the buck stops with the coach. But next season, you will still see the assistant coach who was sitting with this guy there, but he's still there. Still see the same players. You know, sometimes some players would sabotage you. So if it's not, it's just the luck of the draw. Maybe there's some. I think there's a coach is it Brentford? He got the team into a good spot. The last few games, I think he drew or he lost.
Yeah,
they liked him.
Yeah,
and then he got released. I mean, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm here to like. Case in point, like I'm gonna go back now. People are applauding. Oh, Coach Rulani is doing this, doing best. He's doing this. He's doing this. Doing this. One small mistake. Maybe they draw against, I remember there was a draw against Marumo Gallants or something. All of a sudden, Sundowns is not good enough. You know what I mean? So
it's no longer the same. Within a space of one game.
Within a space of one game, people forget. People forget. The coach, the first coach was a plumber just now. All of a sudden, 1, 2 trophies. You know, just also, if Lodge didn't, I think we were trying to grab the ball or something. If they lost that game, coach is back to a plumber. You look at the coach that got fired at, what they call him, Eminem, the one that got fired at Amazulu. Played well, one game against Sundowns, is one of the best coaches. All of a sudden, you see what I mean? So, this football is.
They call him Eminem.
they call him Eminem.
I never knew about that. So, like, what's the future for Khris? What can we expect from you, except, like, we know you're coaching now. What else can we expect from you? Are you an ambassador of something? Are you branching into other businesses?
Trying to put my business out there. Yeah, I'm so lucky. The past couple of weeks I've got into travel, and I'm gonna like just name drop a few. So I did, and I'm still doing a campaign with FNB Tiski Flavor, which 3 weeks ago I was out in Durban, doing the mic there and trying to hype up people to join like FNB and how to use internet banking and get to people that in the rurals that can make banking easier, but using a soccer ball. Last week I was out in a town called Sishan. I didn't even know there's a town like that in South Africa. It's just 2 hours away from Kuruman, but it's like a small mining town. I was working with Anglo Americans, sorry. So there's a huge project that's happening there. Obviously, the coaching now going to be working with the sports science up in Newlands in Cape Town. There's a big project that's going to be happening, crossing fingers, in Brazil. So that's what I'm saying to him. Like, I don't want to I've learned not to put stuff out there before they happen, but there's a lot of stuff that is happening, and I'm trying to help as much younger players, and there's definitely more people that are way talented than me, but in terms of freestyle football, the youngsters that are coming up now, and just also trying to help them to make more money that I've made, make more better decisions that I've made, to travel more countries that I've traveled, just to see the world, because football, a soccer ball can take you places, but can change your whole life. And this thing, it doesn't talk, but it really, everything that I'm known for, all the stories that I've told now, every places that I've gone around the world is literally through a soccer ball. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to pass on the little that I know and little knowledge that I know to youngsters out there to realize that, even if you didn't make it in a team, you can be a doctor, you can be a team doctor, you can be a social media expert for a certain team, you can, you can be a referee, you can, there's many referees that have reffed in CAF competition in the World Cup, so there's many things within football that you can learn and not be inside the field. You will actually make more money being outside the field than actually be on the field of play. So,
right, it depends, because when you get big, you get better deals. But yeah, you can say that. So I thank you, brother, for joining us tonight. I appreciate your time. Before you leave us, someone out there is trying to be a coach. They're not sure if they should start it, not sure if they will get a chance, because people are saying you can't hire this one. He's not experienced, and someone is already 40 years old. He's not sure if he should start or just. And there's a young person out there being uninspired because Arthur is getting all this hard. How can you inspire those kind of people?
Carry on, man. Keep on pushing. I know it sounds so cliche, but learn as much as you can. Go out. I watch a lot of football, be it on TV, be it just going out to watch little kids. Be it it's only gonna, the more work you put in, the luckier you get. And go out and ask, go out and if there's streets, I normally, till this day, when was it? Literally 2 weeks ago, I was going to play in Khayelitsha. And then there's these kids that are playing, but it was raining in Cape Town 2 weeks ago. There's these kids playing on the side of the road close to the airport. But it's a dangerous area. Go out there. I gave him because I normally carry a ball in my car. Gave him a ball, trying to tell guys, listen, I see you guys are punching here. How can you play? How can you play and everybody can get the touch of the ball? And you try to let them utilize a little space that they had where the waterlogged pitch was, on the side of the road. It was close to crossroads somewhere in the dangerous area there. And after, and just give him a show, started freestyling, whatever. But do as much as you can, and I really feel that you'll be lucky. Ask as much as you can, you'll be lucky. Learn as much as you can, you'll be lucky. Just go out there and learn. There's YouTube. There's, you got this device in your hand that literally you can ask anything, and then it will help you out. Ask people around the community that, listen, I'm trying to go to this coaching course, or even phone staff and them, I can't afford. How can I repay with I can do this badges, but then I don't have the money to do it. Maybe I can do it in terms of community service and hours. Mm-hmm. That's how you're gonna be, that's how you're gonna be get into good spaces to be a coach. Coach at schools. There's lots of schools that need coaches. Everybody has been saying that. By experiences that you gain, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I guess I was gonna ask you to give ways to players, but I think that sums it up. And players should understand this is what I always wanted to tell players, yo, bro, go on YouTube, your favorite player, go watch his analysis. There's too many, there's different types of analysis, from different types of people. They will all show you something about a certain player. If you can just go there and focus. If you're a camp, go check analysis for the likes of Bernardo Silva, anyone that you love. You'll see his analysis and you'll understand why they're so important and why they're so good. Try and improve those things.
So even as, so let's say you're playing in the LFA, okay, be it in Langa, be it Lavender Hill, be it wherever. So you look at your favorite player or in the senior team, what are they doing in your immediate circle first? And then from there, you'll be like, okay, you can go and watch Castle League matches. From there, you can go Vodacom matches. I mean, for me, yes, I want to coach, let's say, my level at first, in the next couple of years, I want to be in the first division or PSL. Yes, I do want to watch what's happening, but I'm not going to get the same player with the qualities of a Haaland, of a Gundogan, whatever. So I have to then go, I watch a lot of maybe with the guys, maybe I watch Young Mafana, I watch Ubuntu, I watch whatever that is in the Vodacom League, whatever. Then I can see, okay, cool. You know what? Young player, I see a midfielder there who's very, very good. I see who's Kwama there, he's good at this, he's bad at that. What can I learn and what can I observe? What can I do like that he does well? And what can I not do that he's not doing well? You get what I'm saying? So that's what I was saying earlier, like people that are in your immediate circle, learn from them, because that's where you're going to get the best lesson before going all out there and trying to mimic, I don't know, Vinny or Rodrigo or all these world stars, De Bruyne. Before De Bruyne does all that, let me come back home, come kind of with the drive there or this, you know what I mean? So learn within your immediate vicinity.
Yeah, and like saying that, we need more analysis on local players. Like we need that because it's kind of hard to find. We need that. So like, yeah, I wanna thank you again. It's been beautiful and very informative. Yo, shout out to your Sandile. Shout out for the love. Money, I thank you. You wanna read that?
Hey, my man, why would I? May God unlock all the doors for you. Thank you so much for keep inspiring us. And so, yeah, man. Thank you so much for saying that. And also to you, I mean, you don't know.
What's going on?
When you look around social media, but it is also not about the numbers. It's about the people that you're touching. That like. I could say, I don't want to, like I'm saying again, and I don't want to be cliche, but I'm really, really proud of you and the work that you're doing and you're putting out there. I actually shared a screen recorded, and I shared the interview of that little boy you had when he was talking about his father. He could tell that, it's hard at home, but his father would do anything to give him money for Uber, whatever, like that. For me, that really, really touched me, and it's like, I look up to young people that I'm still inspired by, and for you, the young person that like you really, really inspire me, and I can tell you now, I'll keep this, bro. In probably by next year, you'll be seeing like on 100,000, 200,000. Not because you're chasing the numbers, it's because of the good content that you're putting out there and the people that you're attracting. You know what I mean? So your work, even like the Sandila just said now, your work that you're putting out there is noticed, even if it's noticed by one or two people. You know what I mean? So just keep on going, man. And in future, like, should you want anyone else in this platform, can you always reach out to me, like we've been saying on the DMs, and we can try to get the people to come through here. If they really about development and about sharing their stories, or things, they don't need to chase the big numbers, 20,000, 40,000, 100,000 people. They could come to the actual people that actually engage, and you get your 10, 9, 12 views or whatever. So keep on pushing, and really, really proud of you, and up and up.
Thank you, Khris. I got no words for this. Thank you.
Sure.
Here we out. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Shout out to you all for all the love. I appreciate it. Let's meet again tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is not an interview. It's Fans Corner. Like every fan, be ready to voice out your opinion. We'll be talking about football tomorrow. I'll get all the details out. Be ready. Yeah. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the evening, we'll be there. Shout out, man. I love you.